Good morning. Why does it feel so much like Christmas Eve? It's just too light. Welcome to SSUC, where we're spiritual seekers united in community. We want to welcome those of you that are joining us as guests, those of you that are joining us friends and family, those of you joining us from SSUC Saskatoon, those of you who are with us online, each of us, all of us together. It matters that we're here. We all have a valued place in this circle that we create together, this community. We create and recreate each time we gather. And we're all welcome, just as we are, however we are. And wherever it is that we find ourselves in this moment. And we honor this place where we gather on Treaty 6 territory, respectfully acknowledging our relationship with its First Peoples, the Cree and Métis who have long called this home, whose story in this land is long and deep, together with the many other Indigenous peoples who have traveled through this land, and all past, present, and future of its First Peoples who call it home, and from whom we learn its wisdom, and with whom we share life together and seek to find a more respectful and healing future with one another. We recognize that many of us in this room are settlers, immigrants, refugees, and together with the land's First Peoples, we are stewards of this good earth.
Friends, leadership defines eras in our life as a community. Today we honor and celebrate the completed circle of work accomplished by Nancy Steeves, valued and beloved member of our ministry team since 2003. In her leave-taking, we celebrate her 19 years of ministry with Southminster Steinhauer United Church and her long and faithful career in ministry as she follows her heart into the adventure of retirement. Today, we honor the end of our covenant and offer each other gratitude for the past and blessing on the future. So in our gathering today, this is a time to remember and a time to invite newness.
It's a time to celebrate, and it's also a time to shed some tears.
This will be a time to value our connection and to honor change.
A time to let go, and a time to breathe deeply into our tomorrows.
This will be a time to trust and a time to engage new possibilities.
A time for recreation, and a time to rebuild identity as community and as individuals.
This morning, and in order to prepare for something coming up in a few moments, we're going to invite our kidSPIRIT kids and all those who are preparing for their place in the morning's gathering to make their way to the foyer just now, just outside the doors. You'll gather there with Daisy and Ariane. And as you do that, we join in a spirit of gratitude and celebration as we carry the light of the past into the present to light our way. Not many years ago, at our 50th anniversary as a congregation, we sung a new song whose chorus went like this: "Burning in us is the light of the stars. It's their story and strength that belong to us. Each day dawn rises to smile in us, that gives us hope along the way to be the light." This morning, we light our community candle. And all those that join us in the myriad places around Edmonton, Saskatoon, and around the world light their candles too, and know that we're connected together. One community, many places. We carry the light for each other, and we celebrate all the ways that the wisdom inspires us to be the light that we and others need in our world, to carry it for each other, to be it for each other. Over the last couple of weeks, our children in our kidSPIRIT program have been preparing a tribute to Nancy. And so they have a song for us. They have some movements for us. They have a tribute to Nancy, and we welcome the kidSPIRIT kids to do that now.
I am just a child, but I understand that love will mend our broken hearts. Love will heal the land. Quand je ferme les yeux, je vois ce qui est vrai. Je suis juste comme toi, un enfant qui rêve de paix. Nous sommes un monde, une voix, un corps qui bat. Wir sind deine Welt, eine Stimme, ein einziger Herzschlag. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. No puedo entender por qué tanta guerra. Yo quiero ayudar al mundo, pero no sé qué hacer. When darkness seems too much, how come shining through? You are not alone. I am here with you. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. We are one world, one voice, one heart beating. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody living in this world. One heart beating. Everybody living in this world. Everybody's got a voice, let's use it. Everybody's living in this world. One heart beating. We are one voice, one voice, one heart beating. We are one voice, one voice, everybody got a voice, let's use it. We are one voice, one voice, one heart beating. We are one solo un mundo, solo un mundo, solo un mundo, solo un mundo. We are one voice, one voice, everybody got a voice, let's use it. We are one voice, one voice, one heart beating. We are one solo un mundo, solo un mundo, solo un mundo, solo un mundo.
Thank you so much, everyone. That was just beautiful. And together, we are a forest. And in this place with each other, we've got roots. Can you find your roots? And we've got reach. We've got branches, right? You were just using them. So we're going to be standing like a tree with our roots dug down, our branches wide and open. Come down the sun, come down the rain, to the heart that is open to be standing like a tree. And I missed a line. After we get sun and after we get rain, we get fruit to pick. And then we're standing like a tree. We're going to sing with each other. Some of these taller trees will probably help us. We're going to ask them not to get up for a minute because they'd be in the way. But us shorter trees, we're going to take our place as a forest, standing like a tree with our roots dug down, our branches wide and open. Come down the sun, come down the rain, come down the fruit to the heart that is open to be standing like a tree. Standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branch wide and open. Come down the sun, come down the rain, come down the fruit to the heart that is open to standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branches wide open. Come down the sun, come down the rain, come down the fruit to the heart that is open to standing like a tree with my roots dug down, my branches wide open. Come down the sun, come down the rain, come down the fruit to the heart that is open, be standing like a tree. So, when you feel alone and you feel like you're just a child, like you were singing earlier, actually we're really a forest together, standing like trees. I hope you have a wonderful morning in your program, and thank you so much for the song and the wonderful card. I will treasure it. And I think you're heading off with Daisy and Ariane to have some fun. We'll see you in a bit.
You couldn't have missed the art installation that you passed on your way in. This beautiful piece of work is a work by artist Amy Loewan, a member of this community. And if you thought it was meaningful on your first look, we'll have all day to enjoy it and appreciate it, but you will appreciate it even more once you hear Amy speak a few words about it to us. So thank you, Amy, for offering this your piece and this description of it from you. Thank you.
Can you hear me? No, not yet. Okay, you can hear me now. Very good, thank you. Yes, I'm Amy Loewan that created the lantern that greets you as you come into this very, very special celebration, special day. And I have offered to install this artwork, lantern, for this very, very special occasion to honor you, Nancy, and Dawn, for your contributions, the wisdom and inspiration you have given us, and the sacredness and light that you have awakened in us. Lantern is a symbol of light and illumination. So where did my inspiration come from? When I was 19 years old, I left Hong Kong, went to United States to study my university degree. At that time, communication was by snail mail. Snail mail. No WhatsApp, no text. So my mother would have wrote me many, many letters. So after my mother passed away, I started to read some of her letters. And in one of the letters, she wrote, "You children are like lanterns to me." Later on, when I decided to create another piece of art to promote peace and hope, this very big, gigantic, this big illuminated lantern came to me. Okay, I will have some slides now. The lantern is formed by large rice paper weavings. They're made with traditional Chinese material of rice paper and silk. In two of the weavings, you will see computer-generated text of many world languages. And the following 8 words are reverberated in over 35 world languages. The words are compassion, kindness, respect, understanding, patience, tolerance, gentleness, and forgiveness. Next one. In another panel, you will see some ancient Chinese texts and symbols of the same 8 words written across the whole weaving. Next. In another panel, you will see not computer-generated text, but handwritten messages of peace and hope written by the general public. And then the remaining 4 panels, you will see some big silhouette images looking like big brush strokes. And they are the abstract images of the Chinese character heart. Next. The Chinese character heart are all those big brush strokes in the abstract form. Next. And in this picture, you will see how I would have created those big brush strokes. I will be standing like a tree, that was Nancy talked, rooted my foot on the ground, and then I will have the paper on the floor, and then I will be holding this big brush with a long handle, and I just wave around like I'm using a broom. That's how I created those big brush strokes. Next. And you probably wonder, what's inside this lantern? How do you make it to stand up like that? Thank you to my dear husband, Rainer. Ingeniously created this wooden structure inside like a big umbrella. And yeah, thank you, Rainer, for doing that. And I completed the lantern at the base, as you can see, with a field of golden wheat, which was donated to me by a farmer in Alberta. This artwork will be displayed in the foyer until next Sunday. It will be here for the whole week. To you, Nancy and Dawn, this artwork was installed with much love and deep gratitude. Thank you.
May the lantern of my life move gently this night.
We're going to have an opportunity to hear 4 of those 5 voices sing in person a little later on in our time together today. Thank you, Nephesh Spirit. It will come as no surprise to any of you that we're going to hear the words of Mary Oliver today. In her poem, The Buddha's Last Instructions. Make of yourself a light, said the Buddha before he died. I think of this every morning as the east begins to tear off its many clouds of darkness, to send up the first signal, a white fan streaked with pink and violet, even green. An old man, he lay down between 2 sala trees, and he might have said anything, knowing it was his final hour. The light burns upward. It thickens and settles over the fields. Around him, the villagers gathered and stretched forward to listen. Even before the sun itself hangs, detached in the blue air, I am touched everywhere by its ocean of yellow waves. No doubt he thought of everything that had happened in his difficult life. And then I feel the sun itself as it blazes over the hills like a million flowers on fire. Clearly, I'm not needed. Yet I feel myself turning into something of inexplicable value. Slowly beneath the branches, he raised his head. He looked into the faces of that frightened crowd. Make of yourselves a light, he said. Let's begin with some false advertising. But I know you feel very generous towards me today, so you'll allow me to have a few words before that one. When my favorite poet imagines the famous last words of one of the great teachers, she pictures the Buddha saying to his fellow travelers, "Make of yourself a light." And 5 centuries later, when a first-century writer tries to sum up the instructions of another great teacher, he has Jesus say to his friends, "You are light for the world." No one puts a lamp under a barrel. Instead, they put it on a stand so that it gives light in the house. And centuries before that, when an ancient poet of Israel imagines the very first stirrings of life, that poet, whose words open the Hebrew Christian scriptures, begins by imagining the birth of light in this way. In the beginning, when the world was formless and darkness was upon the face of the deep, the invitation came, "Let there be light." And there was. And out of that light, all life emerged. These poets' instincts resonate with what science has been teaching us. The spark that animates us is 14 billion years old. And in that first great flaring forth was everything that led to matter and life and consciousness. And life has come exploding and collapsing and fusing and adapting and mutating and innovating ever since. We're all born of light. So with all due respect to the spit test, and with all due respect to Ancestry.com, our oldest ancestor, our common ancestor, is light.
mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all white. Ooh. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light.
So, if we are essentially light, then we're here to do what light does: expose and envision. Expose the harm and envision the good. Expose the wrongs and envision the right. Expose the pain and envision the healing. Expose the corruption and envision the justice. Expose the hate and envision the love. And if we're light, we're both wave and particle at the same time. So we're traveling. And there's nothing static about light. When we look at the night sky, we remember it's traveled for years to reach our eyes. So if we're light, we're on the move, ever emerging, ever changing. And if we're light, then we need to learn from the experts. The trees. Those amazing beings with their roots in darkness and their reach for light. Stretching, bending toward light, absorbing and digesting light and then growing it green. And their growing edge is always visible in their green edge. Howard Thurman, mystic, scholar, spiritual advisor to civil rights leaders, founder of the very first multiracial, multi-faith church in San Francisco in 1944. He published a collection of sermons he entitled The Growing Edge. I've been inspired by his words again and again. These are his words before us. Look well to the growing edge. All around us, worlds are dying and new worlds are being born. All around us, life is dying and life is being born. The fruit ripens on the tree. The roots are silently at work in the darkness of the earth against a time when there shall be new leaves, fresh blossoms, green fruit. Such is the growing edge. Thurman didn't counsel us to look to the cutting edge. That's the sharp edge where someone will get hurt or be excised from the rest. Nor did he encourage us to look to the ragged edge, where things are ripped and torn, he invites us to look to the growing edge, to that new green, to that edge that's like the horizon where the light is steadily and faithfully emerging and being absorbed and being transformed. This spiritual community has always had an affinity for the green growing edge. It's in the DNA of SSUC. Leaning into the light of learning, embodying and reflecting the light of compassion, growing a generous and a hospitable canopy. So maybe that's why we've long represented ourselves with a tree. These generations of logos where we were trying to say something about who we are. A community rooted in love and reaching for light. A community seeking to learn from the trees how to live in the light. How to live with root wisdom, of endurance and deepening. How to live with leaf wisdom, change, ever releasing. How to live with branch wisdom of growth, ever reaching. All of us have it within us, within the very best of our humanness, that instinct to reach for light, to seek what's good and true and worthy of effort and the energy of love. And we have the capacity to draw in light and turn it into the fruit of compassion and kindness and all of these values that we hold before us week after week after week. And when we light a candle each week, we're acknowledging that we are descendants of light. We're offspring of that original fireball. When our Indigenous brothers and sisters look at the stars, many say they're witnessing the campfires of their ancestors. And when we walk through a forest, we walk through a graveyard and a nursery all in the same moment. The trees that are still thriving and growing are doing so in and amongst and from the presence of the fallen. Some of the fallen become nurse logs teeming with life and providing the humus of new seeds to sprout, new trees to grow out of the bodies of their ancestors as light finds yet another growing edge in what goes beyond us. As our journeys diverge from the path that we have shared together over these 2 decades, whether it's my path of refirement or your path of being the amazing constellation of light that this spiritual community has been for 56 years and will be for years to come, our purpose is one. Wherever life takes each of us, together or separately, our purpose is to make of ourselves a light. So, my friends, my family, may we look well to the growing edge. And whenever we welcome a child into the world, let someone say, "Let there be light." And whenever we lose the light in the eyes of someone we love, let someone say, "Thank you for your light." And in every moment in between, whatever our age or whatever our stage, wherever our life is finding its reach, may we live as those who have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light. And are you ready for just the one word? And to shine. After all these years and all these words I have said in this space, I can say it in one word: shine.
Neither us as individuals or us as a community are ever walking alone. There are always chances to be together. If not in the same room, then through our solidarity and through our work as communities that wish to draw our best humanity and make a difference in the world. And so in that way, we share a prayer that was first shared by the people of West Hill United Church in Scarborough, Ontario, a community with whom we share a heart and a passion. And so we share in these words that join us together, all of us. As I live every day, I want to be a channel for peace. May I bring love where there is hatred, and healing where there is hurt, joy where there is sadness, and hope where there is a fear. I pray that I may always try to understand and comfort other people, as well as seeking comfort and understanding from them. Wherever possible, may I choose to be a light in the darkness, a help in times of need, and a caring, honest friend. And may justice, kindness, and peace flow from my heart forever. Amen. Well, let's share a few invitations with each other about the day and about all that is to come. I want to, first of all, thank all of you for the donations that you make that indeed allow SSUC to do all the things that are possible, to let our light shine in ways that are close to home within this community, but also out in the world. Thank you for all of those who contribute. If you would like to be a part of that and contribute today, there are donation boxes at the back of the hall as you go out the doors. You're welcome to contribute in envelopes that are there. Of course, you can donate online at any time via our website or by e-transfer. I also noticed David is at his trusty spot selling grocery cards this morning, which means you can buy your groceries through the grocery cards with no extra charge to you, and it helps our community at the same time. I have the great pleasure of introducing, for many of you, this new book by our favorite new author, Nancy Steeves. We're all thrilled at the release of her book this week, Habits of the Heart, Practices for Spiritual Seekers. And the fact that wisdom shines through Nancy's words in her writing comes as zero surprise to any of us. We have got to experience it every time she has spoken to us. But she has honed 31 reflections in this book to help us with our practice of becoming more deeply human, to help us with our practice of becoming more compassionate, more open to the pain and joy we find in the world. This book is years in the making, I think I could say, as someone who has witnessed it, starting as reflections offered here in this community and then honed and reworked and updated over the course of many, many months, and a lot of effort from both Nancy and Dawn. And please know that we're excited to read it and then read it again. Nancy held a signing yesterday here, and if you weren't able to get a book, there are a limited number remaining down that will be available downstairs after the gathering. And for those of you who are in town, or who are able to wait a week or two for your book with incredible patience. Or for those of you who want more than one copy, we're asking for you to put into practice, you spiritual seekers, put into practice that patience because there's limited numbers. But more are on their way in the coming weeks, so there will be lots of chance for you to get your book or your books. In the meantime, we celebrate, Nancy, this great effort of yours and the amazing results. Yay! One more invitation from me. Next week, it's not too soon to talk about next week. You may not want to, but I'm doing it anyway. Please join us next Sunday morning because we get to celebrate together our 24th affirming anniversary. Something to look forward to in 7 days when we mark our commitment to diversity and radical inclusion and loving acceptance for each and every person. There'll be some guest speakers, some of whom you know, some you will anticipate getting to know, as people of this community with their stories to share. So please help us honor this special day this year. A week from today at 10 a.m., join us in person or online as always. Now, I know that you will want to know, for those of you that are able to stay for lunch and our retirement program this afternoon, you'll want to hear from our hosts and MCs, and I invite them to come forward now with a few other. Well, Tree, you're one with the tree, Bonnie. It's good.
Of course I am. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Bonnie.
On this very special day, I can just feel the electricity in the air. There's a few housekeeping things that we have to worry about first. For those of you who were unable to secure a luncheon spot today, I'm very sorry about that, but you do have an opportunity to watch the afternoon program online, and it should start somewhere around 1:30. Knowing that those of you who are staying would like to say your farewells, knowing that those of you who have to leave would like to say your farewells to Nancy and Dawn as you leave, they will be at that back hallway on the left side along with Chris. Is that correct, back there? Okay. Just making sure. So you'll have a chance to say,
You got a picture.
oh, I didn't have to get up here. Okay, I'm done, you talk. Start there.
Oh, okay. That's the same thing that was on the picture. Oh, okay. For those of you that are remaining for lunch, go to the lower level for coffee, so our mighty volunteers can begin the setup for lunch. It's going to be a doozy. The temptations will be great. Don't stop to greet Nancy at that time. Don't do it. Okay? They're going to get a lot of time. Don't worry. To help make your way down to the lower hall, there'll be greeters to direct you, and there'll be the elevator being used and an operator to be able to help you out if you have any mobility issues. You could also rest in the foyer, in the lounge that's connected to the foyer if that's easier for you. And I'm sure we can definitely get you some coffee if you want some coffee. At 12:15, we will expect everyone back upstairs to take your seat at your designated table at 12:15. Set your alarms. And you can bring your coffee with you. And we hope you have a wonderful time.
Have a wonderful day.
I'm going to invite our volunteers, our first set of volunteers that are going to come forward and help us with this time in our gathering. We are going to participate, all of us together, in a ritual of leave-taking. Let's try to widen the circle so lots of people can see here. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you very much. When a minister joins our community, we make a covenant, commitments to one another in our shared work and our shared responsibilities. So today we honor the completion of that covenant between Nancy Steeves and Southminster Steinhauer United Church and the Northern Spirit Regional Council of the United Church of Canada. So let's take this time in front of us to remember, to celebrate, and to bless one another.
Today, we remember and celebrate the clarity of identity that has shaped this community. For the intentionality in addressing issues of language, inclusivity, and expansiveness. For all the reflections and prayers offered, authors and poets introduced, rituals crafted, and the connections with our everyday sacredness woven together. We remember and celebrate.
Today, we remember the milestones, moments in our lives together, the times of transition and seasons of change. We celebrate both the great turnings and the gentle nudges, the graceful and awkward moments, for all the memorials led, lives mourned, for all the new lives celebrated, relationships blessed, and marriages marked. For all the members welcomed and farewelled, seasons honored and hearts shared. We remember, and celebrate.
We remember and celebrate the work we've done to make a difference in our lives and in the world, for the refugees welcomed, strangers befriended, and justice extended, for all the communities and individuals affirmed, celebrated, and included, for all the meals shared and people fed and passions sparked, for the issues and awareness raised and discussions and actions taken to ease burdens and lift others. We remember and celebrate.
We remember and celebrate the energies and capacities to live with a love for Earth, to care for every person, creature, and all of life, for stories told and heard and held with care and confidence, for friendships and companionships, for the shared work of building community and relationships, and for all the unseen work that can never be measured. We remember and celebrate.
We remember the work of ministry and partnership in spiritual community is often fraught with challenge, for words spoken carelessly, for oversights and missteps, for all that is left undone and incomplete. We seek to let go, trusting in each other and all that is yet to come. We release one another with trust and love.
This circle represents all of us, those gathered here and online, folks past and present, of many times and many places, yet united in community with each other. This circle will share and pass symbols now, symbols and gifts that honor this moment and our ongoing paths.
During our time together, we have sought to walk with one another wherever life has taken us, supporting one another. We pass this walking stick among us to remind each other that although our paths diverge, the journey for each of us to evolve and change continues.
During our time together, we have grown and deepened. Nurtured by the roots of our traditions, we have branched out in new and beautiful ways. May this plant we pass among us remind us that as we go our separate ways, we seek to continue the quest for the light of wisdom and reflect that light in the highest values of our best humanity.
They said I have to do the duct tape. Nancy, during our time together, there's been many challenges and uncertainty, the stress and the strain of difficult decisions. We pass this duct tape from one to the other to remember what's possible when we stick together and find solutions. So as we move into the future, we learn from the past that we have what is needed to find the way forward. For you, Nancy, duct tape.
I offer this symbol as a reminder of the sacred container that this spiritual community is, and all that we've shared, holding tears and laughter, ideas and experiences, wisdom old and new, our labor and our love. And I leave this with you, knowing that you will continue to water hope in the world, and that you'll offer whatever you can into the thirst for acceptance and dignity and meaning and right relationship.
Nancy, we here offer you the symbol of SSUC, the light of community and the light of connection, so that whenever you light it, you might remember your place among us, that you might remember the mutual gifts that we have sparked with each other, and that you might remember that sacredness and oneness of all in which we share.
Friends, our chance to speak our words within this ritual. Join with us all in speaking. In sharing these symbols, we release one another from our duties and responsibilities to each other, and promise to honor and celebrate the ways we will yet shine as we each find and take our place in all that is to come. With gratitude for what is, for what has been, and for what lies ahead, we bless one another in the best way we know how, in song.
Challenge to serve.
With our breath, we change the form of the energy from flame to smoke. We change the light, but not the love. And we take all that we've shared together and the gifts of this gathering, and we know that it will be enough to guide us through all the days to come. We go in the strength of who we are together, who we have been to one another and will always be to each other. As we change the energy of the flame that has companioned us in this hour into the form it will take in us and with us and between us and beyond us. And we go in gratitude for all that has been and in deep hope for all that will yet be, and in great love now and in each day to come.